So welcome back friends to my channel. My name is Ritesh Jaiswal from NID Jamshedpur, and yes friends, this is our second part of the chapter Electrostatics and Potential. We have covered some important questions in the first part, but due to time constraint it was not possible to complete all the questions in that part. So friends, we have decided to make a second part of it. So friends, I think without any other further delay we can start. And yes friends, one more important things, if you have not make the red color of that subscribe button means decolorize, so please do it, and using chemistry. So friends, jokes apart, and let's get started. Yes friends, let's see our first question what it says. It says we have to find the position where q, this is our q, should be placed at a perpendicular bisector to have f maximum. Actually this is our system of two charges, and we have to place this q, let's say some distance x, from this perpendicular bisector, so that it experience a maximum force. So let's say due to this we have a force f here, and due to this we have force f here, so that a resultant fr is in this section. So let's calculate this. When you will see from the figure, it will be fr should be equals to 2f cos theta, where our theta is actually this theta, this is our theta. So yes friends, and where f is what, from Coulomb's law, k capital Q small q upon d square upon 4 plus x square, means root over whole square. So only this thing will remain. So let's friends calculate, let's friends just put this value here. So moving to next slide, we can write friends, fr equals to 2k cube x upon d square by 4 plus x square whole power 3 by 2. And from where I have got, I just put it the value of cos theta, and you can from the figure you can see. And this thing we have to maximize. So friends, I hope that you in the chapter maxima minima you have learned to maximize a function, let's say f, where x is variable. We, what we do, we make df upon dx equals to 0. So friends, following the same thing, when you will do this, you will get f r x equals to how much, d upon 2 root 2. To minimize the time, I have not made this calculation, but it is easy, believe me friends. When you will differentiate it and make it 0, you will get x. So this is our x, means the position where the force will maximum, and the maximum force what will be, it will, we just put the value of x from here. So let's put the value friends. Where after putting the value, we will get f equals to how much, uh, uh, 3.08 q cube upon 4 pi epsilon naught into d square. This will be our maximum force. So friends, the questioner used to ask one more thing. It gives one thing, what x, if x is much lesser than d, then we have to and it is given that that charge was negative, so we have to find the time period of oscillation of the charge. So friends, from the equation of 2f cos theta, what we do, we write fr, because it will act as a restoring force. So it will be minus 2 k q q x upon, and as x is very much less than d, then our x square will get means ignored, so we will get just d cube upon 8. Please look at the equation which we have written for fr in the previous page, and ignore x there, because we have assumed it's very small. So friends, this from the SHM chapter you may note that this is our k. So because we used to write f equals to minus kx. So for time period, I think you know, 2 pi under root m by k. So just putting the value, what we can write, 2 pi under root m, and k is our d. Let me write friends, d square d cube upon k q into, means some more value, means I hope that you have got the answer how we have to approach. So one homework question is for you friends. If the charge, means this was our system, and it was, this was q, this was q, and this was small q, and it was negative, and it oscillate in this direction. If it was placed here and it made to oscillate in this direction, then you have to find the time period. The process will be same, means first calculate fr, make x much lesser than d, and calculate. I am telling the answer. The answer will come t equals to t2. Let's say it will be equals to root 2 times t1, where t1 is this thing. So friend, this is homework question, and please do not ignore it, because I cannot to make each and every question in class, otherwise it will be long. So but whatever I am question will be giving to you homework, it will be based on some previous question that I am telling you. So please try it, friends. So friends, let's move to the next question. Yes friends, let's see this question, how we have to approach this. It says a rod of length L has a total charge Q, and it is in the form of a semicircle. Then we have to find the electric field at center. So friends, let me draw a figure for you. Let's say this is our x-axis and this is our semicircle, and this is our y-axis. So and this is our means origin. So let's say at some theta we have d theta. This is our d theta, and this contain a charge dq. So let's calculate the electric field due to this dq at this point. So direction will be here, the electric field. And again, if we take if this is theta, again theta, de cos theta will be effective, and de sin theta has sine theta will get cancelled out by its symmetrical position. So our main concern is to find this dE cos theta and to integrate it. So let's write it as dE x. So just putting the value, we will get k dq upon r square. So what we can write dq as, we can write dq as nothing but uh, lambda d lambda dx. So lambda, what is, it is charge, linear charge density. So just what we can write, friends, let's move to next slide. We can write dq as q by l into r d theta. So friends, from figure you can confirm how I have written this. So let's now our work is to find E, which is nothing but integration dE into x, because only x component will be effective. So it will be just equals to kq upon lr integration minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, because we have taken from the origin, so we have to move from left to right, and it will be equals to cos theta d theta. So yes friends, after integration we will get a value, how much, 2kq upon lr. So friends, this is our answer. I hope friends this question is clear to you, so that we can move to the next question. So yes friends, let's see this question, how we have to do this. The question says we have to find the electric field in the two given cases, and these are our equipotential surface. And I think friends, for equipotential surface, electric field are perpendicular to them, means in this electric field are in this direction, and this electric field is in this direction, and so on. And it has one more unique feature, it has constant electric field. So friends, let's find first electric field. I think for a parallel electric field, it will be equals to delta v by p, where delta v is the potential difference between two plates, means equipotential surface, and d is the perpendicular distance between these two surfaces. Remember my word perpendicular, because I will be using it. And friends, I have forget to give one more data. It is, this angle is 30 degree. Yes friends, so the potential difference from figure you will see 10 20. So potential difference is 10, and distance 10 20. You again be thinking that distance is 10, but no, it is not perpendicular. Perpendicular distance will be 10 10, and component will be taken 10 sine 30 degree. So it will come how much, 200 volt per meter. So this is our first case. Now let's jump to second case. For second case, what we can write, it is potential surface created by charge. So it will be in form of k q by r. And from figure you may see that let's we do not know the value of q, so just put it, but we know the value of r. Distance sorry, this is our v. I have written wrongly, it is e, this is v. So kq by r, and r was our 10 centimeter, because at origin it was 0 and at first equation was 10 centimeter away, so delta d r will be 10 centimeter, and at that potential was 60 volt. So we from this we will get value of kq equals to 60 into 0 0.1, and it will be equals to 0 0.6. So now general so electric field, what we can write, kq by r square, where r is our some general distance, so we know value of kq now 0 0.6 upon r square, where we can put the suitably r at which we have to find. So friends, I hope this question is clear, so that we can move to our next question. Yes friends, let's see this question, how we have to do this. Let me read question for you. It says if electric field is 2 I gap and taking potential 0 at origin, we have to find potential at a general point x. And in the second case, if 100 volt potential was initially taken at origin, then what will be the changes? So let's find for first case. So I think potential V here minus VB equals to integration b to a minus e vector dot dr vector. So Va means at general point Vx and Vb at origin. So it will be equals to 0 to x minus electric field vector 2 to dx. And this is 0 for first case. So we get Vx, and integrating this, what we'll get? We get what? Vx equals to minus 2x, and it is scalar. So friends, I hope this part is clear, that this is our answer for second part. What we can write, Vx minus this times V naught is 100, so put it 100 and RHS will be same, minus 2x. So our new potential will be what? 100, this we take here, 100 minus 2x. So friends, I hope this part is also clear to you, and I want to give a homework question to you in this question. If we take if we have to find Vx minus V infinity, then what will be the changes? And uh, and and you have to take V at infinity as 0. So you will get some interesting thing in the RHS, means integrating infinity to some point x. So please do it and tell me the answer in the next class. Yes friends, let's see this question, how we have to tackle this. What the question says, we have to find the uh, find the speed of particle when the separation reduced to 50 centimeter. Actually what is happening, this is thrown with speed v and this is thrown with speed v, and initial speed was given, let me see what it was. It was actually it was not given. Uh, 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 it means it was initially at rest. Sorry, it was initially at rest, and due to mutual attraction, they had been attracted. So when the distance reduces to means 50 centimeters, then we have to find the means velocity of each particle. So friends, can we use energy conservation? Yes, yes, sure. So what we can write, friends, 2 times half mv square, because each particle will give a velocity v and mass is same, so we can write 2 times, and it will be equals to, means gain in kinetic energy will be equals to means loss in potential energy. So loss in potential energy, how much it will, k q square upon r. So from here we can find value of v, what, kq square upon mr. This 2 and 2 get cancelled out. So just we know value of q, we know k, we know m, we know r, because everything is given. So just putting value, we will get 53 meter per second. So friends, I hope this question is clear to you. Actually it was based on energy conservation, and due to symmetry, we have not used one equation. You could be thinking what it was. Actually it was momentum conservation. If the masses had not been same, then you would need a momentum conservation, what, m1 v1 equals to m2 v2, but since masses are same, so we do not need it. So friends, don't forget to use momentum conservation if the masses were not same. So yes friends, let's see this question, how we have to do this. What the question says, if q1 equals to 4 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb, actually q1 is this charge on this sphere, and we have to find the electric field. Actually friends, I have done mistake in writing question. We have to find electric field at point P, which is 2 centimeter away from the center of the sphere. This means sphere. this sphere, center of the sphere. If r1 means r1 is the radius of sphere, and r2 5 centimeters the radius of this shell. Yes, I hope you have clear with the question what it says. If the outer shell is, if this is the second case, if the outer shell is given a charge of 6 into 10 to the power minus 8, then find the total charge density of the shell. So friends, first of all find electric field at P. So electric field at point P should be equals to kq by r square. K just k q is our this much amount, 4 into 10 ka power minus 8, and r is 2 centimeter. This, so 2 centimeter whole square. So putting the value, you will get a value of 9 into 10 ka power 5 Newton per Coulomb. So this is electric field at point P. Now second case says if the outer shell, this is given this much amount of charge, then we have to find the charge density of the shell. So friends, you can see that this sphere creates an electric field around it in this direction, so that the inner surface of the shell will give an opposite charge of this magnitude. I think by know you know by induction means and by charge conservation, because charge should be conserved, this will get again this much amount of positive charge. So net charge, what the outer shell will give, how much can you think? It will be equals to, let me write friends, total charge will be equals to 4 into 10 ka power minus 8, which has been brought due to two successive process. What is first by induction and second by energy sorry charge conservation, and the second which was given externally, it was 6 into 10 ka power minus 8, so it becomes 10 ka power minus 7. So density rho equals to q by b. So when you put the value so means from this you can find the value of rho. So I hope from this question I want to make you aware that whenever charge is given to means a system of different shells and sphere, our process of induction and charge conservation work through induction, the inner shell gets equal and opposite charge of what the inner sphere or shell have, and by charge conservation, the outer surface of that shell gets an equal charge which the inner means inner thing has. So friends, I hope this question is clear so that we can move to next question. So friends, let's see this question. What it says? Actually, this is one of the important questions, so please see it very carefully. This says that A and C are given charge Q and minus Q. This is our A, this is our B, this is C. And B is Earth, means this is earthing is done. And we have to find the charge on B and C. So friends, let me draw figure very means carefully so that you can understand. This is a bigger shell, this is smaller, and this is still smaller. This is, in this it has charge q and it has minus q. This is our A, this is our B, this is our C. And let's first find out the charges before doing earthing. Can we find? Yes friends, we again work with what, in the process of induction and charge conservation. So by induction it will get minus q, means inner surface, and by charge conservation it will get plus q, again it will get minus q, again it will get plus q. So overall outer will have 0, and these things are same. So now as it is earth, so its potential is gonna to be 0. So friends, to do the potential 0, we will find the potential at this surface due to all charges, means this and this, means whatever charge we have. So let's find it what the excess potential this surface has, excess, so that we will make it 0 by doing one thing. So let's find out first excess potential, P excess. So from figure, one thing, this is a distance A, this distance is B, and this distance is C, small c. Means the radius of first shell is small a, radius of second shell is small b, and radius of third shell is small c. So friends, let's find out. So potential at P, what we can write friends, due to the first shell, it will be equals to kq by small a or small b, small b, because we have to take a distance of up to b. Now due to due to this shell b itself, it will have actually it will have 0 because it has plus q and minus q at the same distance, so it will just get cancelled out. And by the third shell C, it will have kq by how much? Kq by c, because you maybe know that inside the shell we have a constant potential of kq by r, no matter where the point we take. And this is important, friends. Let me draw first figure to remind you. Means it, if it is r and this is have a shell, then at any point we have a potential of kq by r. So I have used same concept. So excess potential, what it have? Kq upon 1 by v minus 1 by c, and it has to be 0. This has to be 0. So so for this the earth, means earth must be supply some charge, let's say q dash, so that uh, we can make it 0. So friends, let's find this q dash, what it will be. So friends, what we can write, the axis what we have got, kq upon 1 by b minus 1 by c, and plus k q dash upon what? B. Why I have written B? Because charge was supplied by the earth to the B, and it's gonna to be 0. So friends, when you will do this, you will get q dash equals to how much? You will get q dash equals to q times B by C minus 1. And friends, please write down the means positive or negative. Uh, you should finally check out. Uh, it should have a minus sign, so that it will be going to give us a net of 0. So friends, what we can write, so friends, one thing more. Yes friend, yes friend, it sorry friends, I have written it wrong. It will come q times b by c, and I have used the charge properly, because if it comes to be negative, so it's not gonna to be cancelled, it just cannot be add up. So we have to finally cancel out, so it has a final charge on the b. So now final charge on c, what it will be? From the figure you can find, it will be equals to q dash minus q, because again we have used the process of induction and charge conservation, so it will be equals to q times p by c minus 1. So friend, I hope this question is clear to you. Actually, what was important here, the process, how we think. We have first assumed that no earthing was done, so we have first calculated the initial charges, and second, after earthing, we have assumed, we have calculated the potential, excess potential at the point of earthing, and added it the some potential that should be given by earth by supplying the charge q dash, so that it will finally have a 0 potential. So then from that we have got our q dash, and just again using inductions, we have got our means potential at third point. So friends, I hope this question. So yes friends, let's see this question, how we have to do this. Question says, if electric field equals to 100 r e cap, where e cap is radially outward vector. So I will tell you about this, what it is. Then we have to find the charge contained in a sphere of radius a centered at origin. So let me draw a figure for you. This is our means coordinate axis, and this is, let's say, our sphere, and electric field is in e cap direction. So e cap actually means this direction, means radially outward. Yes friends, in this direction. This is our electric field, and it has magnitude 100 r. R is actually the radius, means this is our r of that sphere. So then we have to find the charge contained, means q inside a sphere having a radius of a. So from Gauss law, I think friends you know what Gauss law say, integration E vector dot ds vector equals to how much? Q upon epsilon 0, where this q is nothing but the charge contained inside the surface. So friends, I think from the figure it is clear that E vector and ds vector are perpendicular to each other. And can you from the figure, can you find E vector? So yes friends, it is nothing but it will be equals to 100, and radius is a, so r will be replaced by a, and ds vector. So just integrating, this is constant, and RHS will be just q upon epsilon 0. So friends, moving to next slide, we can write. So from And in LHS, can we write, friends, 100 A, this is constant, and integration ds equals to q upon epsilon 0. From this equation, clearly q charge contained will be equals to epsilon 0 times 100 A and ds, integrating the surface of sphere, which is equals to 4 pi a square. So just its multiplication will be our answer. So friends, I hope this question is clear to you. This question was basically to develop your thinking about how you have to apply Gauss law when our electric field and electric field is given, but in some twisted manner. So we have to calculate which the electric flux through the surface, and very conceptually and very correctly, so that no mistake is done and our charge contained will be easily find it. So friends, let's move to the next question. Yes, friends, let's see this question, a little bit interesting one. What it says, and this the answer which we will get from this question, we will learn it as a formula, because it will be frequently using in our other questions. So let's see how we have to do. We have to find the charge distribution if the two plates are conducting. So this is our first plate. Means this is our first plate having Q1 charge. This is second plate having Q2 charge. So let's find out what will the charge distribution. So drawing the figure very correctly, this is our two plates. So friends, uh, uh, it has q1. Let's say after let's say we know one thing, we will apply Gauss law here, so that electric field here is equals to 0, electric field here equals to 0, and by symmetry electric field will be in this direction only, so that the n cap is here, so that our E vector dot ds vector at this surface and this surface will be 0. So overall flux through this surface will be 0. So the charge contained must be equal and opposite, so that it, let's say it get q, so that it will get minus q. So friends, what we can write, friends, uh, here then we will have q1 minus small q, and here will we have q1 plus q by charge conservation. So friends, you can you can apply your brain and think why I have written this. Actually, I have used the charge conservation, and this I have written from the Gauss law, because net electric flux should be 0. So friends, moving to our next slide. Yes, friends. Now what we have got, our initial charge distribution, it's something like this we have q, this we have minus q, this we have q2 plus q, and this we have q1 minus q. So friends, now one thing we can also do, we take a point p here, and within the metal surface, total electric field equals to 0, because this is the condition. So let's calculate the electric field due to all this charge distribution, means these four charge distribution. So from, let's say this is our A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So due to A, can you find the electric field at P? Yes, means a formula of which a plane sheet of infinite length will be taken, and that we used to write how much, Q minus Q upon Q1 minus Q upon 2A epsilon 0. I think you know this formula. What it says, means charge, total charge on that plate upon A, upon 2 times A epsilon 0, and this time total charge was our q1 minus q. And similarly, due to B, you will get how much, and direction you should also note, q upon 2 A epsilon 0. This will be in downward direction, this will be in, and this will be in upward direction. So similarly, when you will calculate for when you calculate for C and D, and summing up, means after summing up we will get one result, what, q equals to q1 minus q2 by 2. Actually, friends, you have to calculate, I have calculated for you the means electric field due to A and B. You just calculate C and D and add up, because, and net electric field should be 0, because that point was our inside inside the metal surface. So this thing you should also know, means learn that when there are several charge distribution, the electric field, if we take some point inside the metal, it should be 0. So doing the same, we will get our q equals to z. So just putting the value, our charge distribution will be like something like this. This is our plate, this is our plate. Our outer will be get q1 plus q2 by 2, both these things, and this will be equals to q1 minus q2 by 2, and this will have opposite of that, that is q2 minus q1 by 2. So one thing you should learn, that whenever this type of distribution is given, or 3 or 4 or maybe more, then outer surface means this surface outermost will have the net charge on all the plate, means q1 q2 q3 and so on, upon 2. This is our this is our fixed thing, and rest we can calculate by our charge conservation, that net charge on that plate should be conserved. So friends, and I hope this question is clear. And yes, the process of induction, that is equal opposite charge, means should be equal. So friends, I hope this question is clear, so that we can move to our next question. Yes friends, let's see this question, a little bit interesting. We have to find first thing. First is given electric field at the center of non-conducting shell having charge q. So this is our non-conducting shell and it has total charge q. So at the center, can you find what will be the electric field? It will be how much? Zero, by symmetry, because some electric field will be here, 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 means in all direction due to all the charges. So net electric field will be zero. I think this is thing is clear. And the second, what is saying, if some charge q is brought nearer to the shell, let's say this is our q and is now brought nearer, then we have to find a change. Now I think you know that this q will repel this q, and some charge distribution should be like some more charge will cover up here and less number of charge will be here. So this time electric field will be not zero at the center, it will be some amount like it will be means a non-zero value, but it a non-zero value, the means the actual value may do we do not know, but it will not be zero. So some more modification which a questionnaire may used to ask, that it may ask you that let's say one thing, let me draw. We hammer that sphere and make it something like this, but the total charge on the surface is still q. So again, can we find electric field as center? Again, it will be 0 or not 0? It will be not 0, because again, as our distribution is not symmetrical, some more extra component will be here, some less here, some more here, some less here, but they are not going to cancel out each other, so we have a non-zero electric field at the center. And one more modification that I'm giving to you, but I will tell the answer is, if let's say this was conducting shell, so can we tell electric field at the center? Yes friends, electric field at the center will this time will be how much? Zero. And it was with the accordance to what? Shielding effect. You have learned about it. Shielding, that outer distribution do not affect our inner things if this is our conducting, but for non-conducting it will be zero. So friends, all the modification I think I have done, so that we can jump to next question. Yes, friends, let's see the last question for this part, and further questions I will cover in the third part, and that will be going to a last part. So, friends, let's see what it says. Uh, it says which charge will alter the flux through the given surface. This is our two charge Q1 and Q2, and it is asking which charge will going to alter. So, friends, I think you know one thing, that if this is our closed surface, and this, let's say, our QA and this QB, so I think you have learned, and let's say it has a QC. You have learned of one thing from the Gauss law, that electric flux passing through the closed surface is equals to Q in interior, means internal, upon epsilon 0. Why it used to, means why, how it comes. Actually friends, it passes electric field here, electric field here, electric field here to give a flux. But friends, when we talk about these charges which are outside the means surface, when they tend to give electric field, it enters and crosses, again it enters and crosses. So a net electric field are actually are not given by these tools, because whenever they are getting entered, they are also getting crossed, but it just means crossing, not entering. So this is used to do we this from this we used to do this similar thing we should apply here. How? Let's see this. This is our surface, so one q1 is placed here. So friends, you can see that is it is giving electric flux, means interior, means it is pushing it to the surface, but they are not contributing an outside electric flux, because there is no surface that can cover them. So it has a net electric flux on this surface. But when we talk about Q2, let's say it gives electric field here, so you can see that it has an entering effect, and it is also have an exiting effect, so that it is not able to give an extra flux. And one more means limiting condition, when in it gives electric field in this direction, again you can see that it has an entering effect and exiting effect, so that it has no role in the electric flux of this surface. So this is our answer, that this charge is causing our alteration in the flux through surface. So friends, I hope this question is also clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and please do not forget to like and subscribe the channel, and yes, please share it to friends. So friends, thank you.